Hello, YouTube. Yes, that was a sigh. It really was. So, Amazon's got a pretty good return policy on stuff. I've used it just once or twice, because most of the time everything works okay. But this was a time when I thought, you know what? These things are rated for 150 psi. That's what it says right here. Max pressure, 150 psi. It's right on the label on the pump. It says on the box. It says in their advertising. And my original Tirewell did not get up to about 75 psi, aka half of that. So I applied for a return, and Amazon was kind enough to send me a replacement tire pump. Okay, so this arrived yesterday, and the old one has been in my possession for a week and a half, not very long, which is sitting right here. So I've modified it a little bit. I got rid of all the plastic bits, put the switch in the base, to get rid of a lot of plastic crap. But otherwise, it's still the same pump. It's not changed a whole lot. But right off the bat, you can see a change here. So here's the label on the new one, and my label on this one is on the other side. And if you look at the wires where they go into the motor, and where the wires go into the motor, they're flipped. So if my motor is oriented this way, then that means my manifold, let's stand that one up, is flipped. So I'm pretty sure I didn't make this mistake. The factory did. It doesn't really matter, but nevertheless, I got one with the manifold mounted one direction and the other one mounted the other way. So if you look at them, they otherwise look pretty much the same, right? Except for this piece on top here, this is all cast metal, and this one is plastic. I mean, it's flexible. This one is nice and stiff. I'm going to turn this into a heat sink for the pistons. Well, can't do that with plastic. And then this happened too, right out of the box. So here's the handle. I mean, the whole thing is loose. So yeah, the value engineers have gotten a hold of this thing, and they'd already, put all this crap on it, all this plastic and stuff. Now they've just cheapened it out even more. I would have to say that if people want to buy this thing, buyer beware. Quality is definitely declining. And these are a week and a half apart in the time they've been in my possession. And that quickly, they're cutting corners on quality. Yeah, I'm more and more disappointed. I'm glad I got the one I got. So if I do anything to these things, first thing I'm going to do is try this one out, see what kind of pressure I get out of it. If I get another 75 psi, well, I'm going to send it back and just keep that one. Or if this one ends up working better at higher pressure, I already know in this one that one of the pistons, the O-ring on it has been damaged because they put the sleeve on upside down and forced it over the O-ring. So there's an O-ring in one of these pistons that's damaged. So if this one gets to higher pressure, I'm definitely going to scrutinize things like that. See if they put the pistons both in right side up. But clearly they have, I don't know, some idiot that puts these things together. Because, the assembly part has got to be done by hand because there's too many inconsistencies, between the way the heads are flopped or the manifold assembly is flopped, the fact that mine's missing one of the paper O-rings inside it, the fact that one of the pistons was put on upside down from the factory, things like that. And, this could have just been fixed so easily. Tighten up the damn screws. How hard is that to do? Things like that. So clearly these things are put together by the lowest possible skill set that can be acquired. Highly disappointing in this new unit.